Bring in Senator John Kennedy, Republican from Louisiana, because, sir, I have news for you. I think it's news to you. We've just learned that the IRS has awarded a multi-million-dollar fraud prevention contract to Equifax. Do you have any comment, Senator?
That is news to me. When I finish here, Stuart, I'm going to a committee hearing at which the Equifax president will be attending. I think I might ask him that question.
Yeah, I thought you would.
I'm going to start with, I was talking to my friend Stuart. He has a question for you this morning. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, we just got it in ourselves, but feel free to use that as a question. Let me move on.
I will.
The New York Times suggests today that some Republicans, the party, is reconsidering getting rid of the state and local tax deduction. Reconsidering getting rid of it. In other words, it might stay. What say you, sir?
I don't know where the New York Times gets this stuff. We're discussing a lot of things.
Well, they spoke to Republicans, a lot of Republicans.
The bill is not written, Stuart. I know you're seeing all these analyses put out by these think tanks. They must be clairvoyant. Because I can tell you the bill's not written.
But it is under discussion. And
it is under discussion.
It's raising the hackles of Republicans in the House who come from high-tax states like New York and California.
One of the things being discussed is changes in the tax code. I guess that's obvious. But look at the math, okay? We want to reduce taxes because I think it will stimulate the economy and actually help the government. We'll collect more in taxes. But I've never said that a tax cut will completely pay for itself. No reputable economist is going to contend that. So that means that unless you want the deficit to balloon, you've got to look for other changes, offsets, if you will, in the tax code. State and local tax break deduction is one of the things being discussed among hundreds. But a decision hasn't been made.
Where do you stand on it, though, Senator? I mean, you come from a low-tax state. Where do you stand?
I'm willing to look at any provision in the tax code. Here's what I think we ought to do. I think we ought to go through every credit, deduction, exemption, exclusion, and ask ourselves, why is it there? If it's there to create jobs, is it doing its job? Is it creating jobs? If it is, double down on it. But if it's there just because somebody had a good lobbyist, then we ought to reconsider it.
How do you feel about an extra high tax bracket for very high income earners? That's another proposal which we're hearing about.
You know, I'm not sold on that yet. I'm looking to cut taxes, not raise taxes. And I hear this coming from our Democratic friends. You just want to give a tax cut from the rich. That's not true, and they know that. The thing we're discussing right now, the proposal we're discussing right now, will do more for ordinary people, middle-income taxpayers, than anything this place around here has done in 50 years. And they know that.
Senator John Kennedy, I regret I've got to keep it short because I know that you've got to go to that committee meeting with the Equifax guy, and I'm sure you're going to ask the question about the IRS. Just best wishes from Stuart Varney and
I'm going to give you full credit, Stuart.
Oh, thank you very much. So generous of you, Mr. Senator. We'll see you again real soon. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man.